top of the morning to you, dear esteemed viewers. Welcome to your delightful weekend breakfast show, Spring Delight, on Western Spring Television. And it's a beautiful one. And I'm excited to be here again to make your weekend, as always, every weekend, to make it delightful. Welcome to Spring Delight, where we get to start your weekend with you and ensure that you have a beautiful one. My name is Olufemi. On behalf of the entire workforce of this station, I say a beautiful morning to you. And as you always know, on Spring Delights, we get to have discussions, conversations, and ensure that your weekend starts on a good note. You know, today is the 30th day in the month of August 2025, and this is the last episode of Spring Delights for the month. Before you get to know it, we are already in a new month. And before you get to see our faces again on the show, it will be a new month, the first month, the first ember month of the year. And we're excited. We thank God for life. We thank God for health. We thank God for peace. We thank God for joy. And we are in the season of celebration. This week, actually, Osun State, where the station is located, celebrates its 31st year anniversary of becoming a state from the then old Oyo State, and it is a season of celebration. But before we go into that, as our usual custom is, let's quickly go for some aerobics where we get to, stretch out the muscles and unwind and get prepared ahead for the new week ahead. All right, our dear esteemed viewers, let's quickly go for aerobics. When we return, it's going to be a delightful time on the show. Stay with us. right, very many thanks for being there. It's still Spring Delight, your delightful weekend breakfast show where we get to dictate how your weekend is meant to be and to make your weekend delightful. As I said earlier in the introduction, it's in the celebration mood as Osun State celebrates the 34th anniversary of the creation of the state from the old Oyo State. However, we just came back from aerobics, and as I do say, it's not just about sitting down and watching your screen. If you can't go to the gym, we get to bring the instructor right to you right there where you are. I hope you didn't just sit down and just stay relaxed, but you found out a way to ensure that you pick up something and you get to stretch the muscles and unwind in preparation for the week ahead. All right. For now, we are not going to be having our celebrity birthdays. We're going to shift it. Later on, we'll bring that to you as we get to celebrate our birthday. And as I always say, if today is your birthday or your birthday happens to be in the course of the week, you are the real MVPs. And from all of us here at Spring Delight on Western Spring Television, we say happy birthday to you. All right. Osun State celebrates its 34th year anniversary as a state. And we celebrate a remarkable milestone in Osun State since its creation in 1991. Osun State has walked a unique journey marked by resilience, cultural richness, leadership transition, and economic aspiration. Our focus today is on the theme, Osun at 34, the journey so far, milestone, challenges, and prospects. To help us unpack this important conversation, we are honored to have with us a distinguished guest, His Excellency Benedict Boyega Alabi, popularly known as BOA. He is a seasoned professional, entrepreneur, and politician, a native of Ikira and Prince of Iwo. He has built a distinguished career in banking, business, and public service. He is the founder of the Osun Ajoshe Foundation and served as the immediate past deputy governor of Osun State, where he played key roles in education reform, COVID-19 management, and the resolution of the Lautech ownership crisis. He is a devoted family man and a community leader. BOA is widely respected for his commitment to excellence and service. The immediate past deputy governor of Osun State is not just a seasoned political stakeholder, but also a patriotic son of the soil who has contributed immensely to the governance and progress of the state. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you, Femi.
Yes, sir, I would like to start, Your Excellency, from this. From the introduction, I got to discover that you are a businessman and, an entrepreneur and also a public servant. I would like to ask, as a background check, how did you combine all this and get into politics?
Thank you, Femi. They all come in stages. I didn't just grow up to be in public service. I was employed to work in banks as a finance manager, and I grew to be a general manager of a bank before venturing into my private business. And for my private business, I also now venture into politics. So it was a gradual thing.
So it's not just something that you just jumped into politics. It was stage by stage from one step to the other. All right, now coming to the real discourse of the day as to Osun at 34. Your Excellency, what were the major factors now that led to the creation of the state in 1991? What brought out, Osun then was under old Oyo State. What created the move to create Osun State tonight?
Thank you. I want to first wish all our indigenous happy anniversary.
Thank you, sir.
And also to thank our founding fathers who actually fought for the creation of Osun State. Traditional rulers, the eminent Osun indigenes, death and life, and death and living rather, and all people who agitated for it and made it possible. We have all of them around, most of them around today. Why the creation of Osun State? Yeah. What brought it out? Like I earlier mentioned, it has to do with the agitation of our people for autonomy from your state. But I like to put it right that the struggle did start after the creation of your state. It started even during the Western region. So it has been a long journey of aspiration and agitation that we want to be our own. And if you look at the size of Oyo State today, compared with Osun, there could be too large an administrative space to manage. So we wanted to bring governance closer to our people. So it was more for agitation for effective and efficient governance and to bring governance close to the people. I think those are the major reasons. Autonomy of authority, to use what we have for who we are, and also to ensure that they are effectively and efficiently used, and also bring governance close to your people. So I think those are the major reasons.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. However, now I want to understand, how would you say the mood was like for the people now to secede from the old Oyo State to be on their own, for the people of Osun, and now for the people on the side, the current Oyo State now? Was it an exciting one? Was it an easy thing to achieve, or it was a real struggle?
Our people are so happy to receive the news when it was announced that we officially had a state. I love to mention that under the Oyo State, I was a student then, and when I was a student rather in Polytechnic, I was the financial secretary of Federation of Osun State, of Oyo State student. But when the announcement was made that we now have a state, it was a joyful mood, both on the street and everywhere, that eventually we have what we crave for. So the people were so happy to have it, and the expectation was very high.
Now, are you saying now that the creation of the state, was it an easy one to achieve, or there were struggles in getting it?
Oh, I told you the struggle started from 50s. And a lot of people that fought for it were not alive when it came up. So it wasn't an easy task. If you go back to Nigeria history, we used to be only 3 regions: the northern region, eastern region, and the southern region, and the western region. Yes. And eventually, during the Civil War, to weaken some regions and to ensure that there's proper coordination and people are not getting too how to say, they want us to still see Nigeria as one. People should not start looking for division of, oh, I'm from Western, I'm from Eastern Nigeria, I'm from Northern Nigeria. Because when you look at the map of Nigeria, we are almost like that separated. And in order to ensure that that is not sustained, so we can see ourselves as one, the number was increased to 12 regions. Yeah. And later, by the time it was created too, we now had that. I think 19 also added to it. So it was a struggle to talk about a community, Nigeria community. We have close to, I'm sure, 2,000 plus, and not say we want a community of your own to be coughed out. It couldn't have been an easy task. I'm sure a lot of meetings were held, a lot of agitation, a lot of writings were done. I'm aware of the role played by the Oba of the Imperial Agency of Ife at that time, the Oba of Obokun, all the big Obas in the Osun State, the Atauja, Matomi those days, and people like Baba, Chief BC Akonde, General Kanyade, Chief Oluwaino. These are people who fought to ensure that this is achieved. A lot of influence peddling, a lot of harassment on the government, and I'm sure they even brought Babangida to Osun State to see what we have before that was actually created.
Because I think Osun was created during his regime when Babangida was still the head of state at that time.
Oh, yes.
Now, in your opinion, Your Excellency, do you think Osun has lived to the dreams of its founding father?
What were the dreams of the founding fathers. The dream of founding fathers, like I mentioned earlier, was to bring governance close to our people, to have effective and efficient usage of our resources, to give our people a better life and a sense of belonging, that we're part of Nigeria and we are not skills with another community.
And as you said to have autonomy.
Autonomy. Yeah. So now, when we achieve, when we look at it and say it was easily achieved, I would say, with our amazing word, that we were progressing and we were making appreciable journey into the expectation of our people when we were agitating for, they were agitating for this creation. But I know from like 3 years back, we were already derailing, because we can say that politics is playing more than governance. And that means sustainability of what was going on is getting be eroded. So, but by and large, before then, Osun was progressing. We still need to do more. Like my own belief is that at best performance, there's still room for improvement, but we still need to improve on what we are doing. But so far, I think we are moving.
All right, now let's go back a little bit to the early days or the early years of the creation of Osun State. I want to ask this question. How did the early policies now and structure set the foundation of governance in the state?
Let's look at the history of the creation.
Okay.
It was created in 1991.
Yeah.
When our first governor was the then late Adetunji Adeleke. Was first civilian governor of Osun State, and in his own bit, he was putting things together to ensure that the separation, the creation, is given the proper footing. But unfortunately, he was in government for only 22 months, yes, I guess, before it was removed by the military. That created a gap of like almost 6-7 years before we have the second, the Third Republic, when our revered father, Chief DBC Akonde, became the governor of our state. And from there, we'll be haunted to date. Policies then were not being followed because of the gap created by the military. And then we start having the military governor, administrator coming in to run the state, like Captain Anthony Dovia, General Leo Aborisade. These are people that were steward of our state during that period. But under the democracy now, the policies that have been put in place, especially by Chief BC Akonde, we could say that he properly established us for what we should be. I think some of the policies were really give us a good footing. Yeah, give us a good footing. The only thing that I think was I wouldn't say was addressed, but that become a menace for us is that Osun State, during the period of Oyo State, we had the largest number of civil servants. And that was transferred to us. So for a new state who's about setting up to have his own IGR built and way down by the number, the humongous amount need to be used to pay salaries.
The workforce.
And at the same time, establishing institutions that will also drive the government is the one that can say was actually has slowed us down as a state. We have this huge number of services of civil servants that were transferred to us. Most civil servants now that have been in service for like 30 years and above, they were from former Oyo State. So you can imagine the number we're talking of. But we are getting there. by the various programs and things we are doing. But once your IGR cannot even not pay your salary, you have to rely on money from other sources, which is federal allocation. And when application comes to, it also comes with its own manners of ways of sharing and how it should be used. And it can also be enough to take us to where we want to be. So that makes it difficult for all the government that have come in the past to really follow their policies the way it should be. And also, the Osun is like it can be said it's a swinging state when it comes to governance and policies.
Okay.
Today is PDP, tomorrow is APC, so tomorrow is PDP. So that does not give us the continuity that is required
are you saying, Your
for
Excellency,
policy.
Okay. Are you saying that
to be assessed?
The switch in political party leadership is affecting the successive movement of the state?
Oh, definitely, it will. And because your vision is different from my vision, and upcoming person's vision is different. Also, the psychology and the program of each party is different from one another. But by and large, we have that problem. The changing of government often has an effect on the policy being properly assessed to say, okay, has it really helped to properly establish our state as it should be.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Our dear esteemed viewers, it's still the conversation with His Excellency Benedict Boyega Alabi, popularly known as Bua. We quickly go on this break for a documentary as we are still in the mood of celebrating Osun at 34. When we return, we will continue with the conversation with our distinguished guests. Stay with us.
August 27, 1991, the military administration of the then head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida, created 9 new states in Nigeria, which marked a significant development in the nation's political and administrative history, aimed at promoting regional development and reducing regional disparities. Hence, Osun State, with the capital in Osogbo, was created out of the eastern part of Old Oyo State, alongside others such as Abia, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Edo, Enugu, Jigawa, and Katsina states. The creation of Osun State did not come on a platter, as the founding fathers labored assiduously to achieve its creation, and the birth of Osun elicited joy among the people who have yearned for accelerated development. The question is, how has the state fared? A former secretary to the state government, Alhaji Fatai Akinbade, who took a retrospective look at the state since its creation and the immense contributions of its leaders to the progress achieved so far, stated that Osun has been blessed with administrators, both military and civilians, whose visionary approach to leadership has continued to put the state on a sound footing of growth and development.
I think we have come a long way in Osun, because when you look at the way the state is being run, you discover that the maturity is there. Because when you talk of development, political development, you are talking of the personnel or personalities that are involved. The maturity is there. Because when you talk of development, political development, you are talking of the personnel or personalities that are involved in the polity. And today in Osun, we have produced a lot of human resources, especially creative to manage. Because when you look at what we have as the Executive Council of Osun State, like I said, you discover that most of them are already tested hands. Osun is very peaceful. And why is it peaceful? It's because the government of the day is doing what the peaceful. And why is it peaceful? It's because the government of the day is doing what the populace is expecting them to do. Look at the development in the road, provision of water, especially the many water supply, like the borehole in almost all the nooks and crannies of the state, the agriculture, the health sector, and all of that too. So that has made everybody to be up-looking, forward-looking to a further development of the state.
Speaking in the same vein, two public affairs analysts, Dr. Saji Akimpelu and Comrade Michael Ebofi, said Osun has consistently justified its existence as it has developed its full potential and leaped steps ahead of its peers. They, however, maintain that it is not yet Uhuru, as more still needs to be done.
I want to give the credit to all our former governors, and more particularly to the present one, for what they are doing in these states. They have all done their best. You know, government is a continuum. You cannot finish everything. You do your part and you leave the rest for other people to do.
A lot of people are really happy that, okay, we belong to our show. The past leaders and the key actors in the old Oyo State. We could say that majority of them were even from Osun State. That means Osun have brains.
Alhaji Akibade spoke on the need for cooperation between the leaders and followers to achieve sustainable development.
We should all be ready to pay our taxes and be ready to protect the government infrastructures that has been provided in all the nooks and crannies of the state.
Comrade Ebofi, on the other hand, said it is imperative for the leaders to increase citizens' engagement, especially in rural areas, to further strengthen the already existing peace in the state and give the people a sense of belonging.
We are praying and expecting the state government, especially the present administration, the governor and his cabinet, to really accept this autonomy for the local government so that they can really participate very well in the democratic dispensation and ensure that people have a say in budgeting, have a say in implementation of the budgets, and also ensure that they are able to have a playing ground, a space where they can better engage the government and the duty bearers, so that to not just be as business as usual, where we just speak there, whatever you hear from us on the radio or the television, so be it. No.
They saluted the courage of past and present leaders of the state, starting from Colonel Leo Aburishade, who ruled as the first military administrator from August 1991 to January 1992. Alhaji Isiaka Adeleke governed as the first civilian governor from January 1992 to November 1993. The then Colonel Abel Akale stepped in as a stopgap administrator for 3 weeks between November and December 1993, followed by Anthony Udofia, who ruled from December 1993 to August 1996. Colonel Anthony Obi took over in August 1996 and left in August 1998. Colonel Theophilus Bamiboye served after him from 1998 to 1999 before a return to democracy, which produced Chief B.C. Akande as the second civilian governor from May 1999 to May 2003. Others were Prince Olagusoyo Ilola, who succeeded Chief B.C. Akande and was the governor from May 2003 to November 2010. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola took over from 2010 to 2018 and handed over to Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola in 2018. The incumbent governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, assumed office on November 26, 2003, and has continued to sustain and build on the legacies of his predecessors.
You're welcome back. It's still your delightful weekend breakfast show on Western Spring Television. That is Spring Delight. And we are celebrating the 30-40-year anniversary of the creation of Osun State. And I have right here with me in the studio having this conversation His Excellency Benedict Oluboyega Alabi, popularly known as Boa. Your Excellency, it's a pleasure to still have you right here with us.
Thank you for
Right,
me.
now, sir, you saw in the documentary we just played earlier how we have different successive leaders come through, rule the state and leave. And each one, I believe, have an imprint, have a mark they've set down before leaving office. Can you share with us, in your own view, what are some of the imprints that these leaders have set down before leaving office?
Well, thank you. Every leader has their own, that came to rule Osun State, have their own imprint. It differs from one to the other. Some are competition of each other, visions. Let's start from the period of first civilian governor, late Adetunji Adeleke. He was shadowed with the responsibility of putting the state on the path it should be, like establishment of institutions that we support governance and welfareism of our people. We could say that he was one that built and developed our judicial system. The state courts, magistrate courts, and all stuff. And started doing roads before it was put out by the military. Then we had our revered father, Chief Adebisi Akonde. Today, you will see the party and the state secretariat at Abere. On the video you saw, we see they built like a shackle before under the military, where they were calling the secretariat there. He built that, and he built it with direct labor, and he built it without any borrowing. And that building today is standing better than modern buildings that have been built because of the quality of job done and the finishing that was attached to it. You can't wish more than that. And he also invested in education to say that our people get what the quality of education that they deserve, because we are known to be people of substance and cerebral people when it comes to education. And let's move forward to Governor Olagunsoye Oyinlola. Invested in education. He established the Osun State universities with 6 campuses across the state, which means it distributed education across the state, because education is wealth. And he tried to do some roads. Then we talk about the issue, or at the time of Ogbeni Ralph. You can see the magnitude of investment in education, some of structure and buildings, and also he did a lot of roads. He opened up Osun to the world as a capital, especially Osogbo as a capital.
Making it ultra-modern.
Ultra-modern. The first bridges were done, and so many things were done too. Then came our administration, Governor Adeboye Tola and myself as his deputy. And you can see our investment in health. We built 332, we rebuilt and refurbished 332 primary health centers. That's bringing health closer to our people, that you don't have to travel long before you can get medical attention. We also invested in building quarters for the doctors so that they will be available 24/7 to attend to emergency and closer to hospital. Innovation and equipping hospitals. That we did. And which also played a major role when the time of COVID came. It was like we are prepared for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also invested in education, renovation of existing structures, and making them be habitable, making them ready for students to get into modern teaching. And recruitment of teachers, recruitment of nurses, things that will make our life better, and also investment in agriculture. So when you look at each and every one of these leaders, they have their own imprints on the development of our state. And we thank them for all their efforts. The present governor too, we can say that he major on flyovers, and that's what he's doing for us now that we can see. We hope he does better too.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Yes, I was going to come because in the introductions also I made mention of how you were able to manage COVID. I want to ask, you were in that administration when COVID came in. How easy or tedious was it for your administration to be able to curb that menace?
Thank you. Our administration witnessed a lot of challenges. One of them was COVID. Then we also have the NSAS. So in the face of 4 years of governance, we lost like almost a year and a half to all these crises. But by and large as it is, my governor being a technocrat and an astute businessman who has marked in what he did before becoming the governor, and myself being by side with all my own credentials too, managing COVID was challenging, but we were able to surmount it. The state even had award, both recognition from both international and local, about how we handle the manners of COVID. It was challenging, but because the state we have already invested in medical equipment before COVID came on, as if we knew, and that helped. The governor gave all the support to ensure that the thing was curbed. If you remember one major incident that happened, the insurgence of people from Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire was seen to be, with Africa Coast, like they call it, to be a place where COVID was very rampant then.
Yeah.
And we have like 2-3 buses coming to Osun State, people from Igbo. They want to come home because they don't want to die like to say, they want to die in the foreign land. So they were coming home. And they had to transit from a semi-border right to Igbo. And they are our citizens. And we have to ensure that they can't be rejected. So we have to ensure that they were brought home and with bomb, quarantine, ensure that they were tested, they were tried, and ensure that they are not bringing it into the community. A lot of them tested positive for COVID, but we were able to put them together in Igbo's general hospital that was built by our government and renovated by our government to ensure, as if we knew something was going to happen. I mean, we was able to accommodate them there, and we broadened the facility available in that hospital to ensure that they did not transmit it into the community. And other challenges came up too. We were able to put together an ultra-modern IDP, I will call it, a camp for our citizens and people that also have COVID. We have the COVID center where they can be treated and also be attended to. And advocacy, it was a time of commitment and the time of by training. I'm a first respondent, trained one. We talk about contingency plan and our rescue operations. So that also came handy. So maybe God knew that that might happen. I was made the deputy governor of Osun State for that period. And I thank God that I was able to deliver on my training, my experience, and commitment to our people.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. All right, now let's go to talk about a cultural blend and identity now in Osun State. We know Osun is called and known to be a land of virtue, and we have a very strong Yoruba heritage. And the question is, how unique is this cultural identity when we try to compare it with other states. Now let's narrow it down to the southwest, comparing it to Oyo, Ogun, Ondo, Ekiti, and the like.
Yeah, Osun State is unique in this sense that we are the source of the Yoruba, the Western world. I'm talking about the Western region in terms of our culture and tradition. If I call it the origin of Yorubas, and the name Osun also be called origin, which is the origin, the beginning of everything. So we are unique in the sense that we represent the symbol of the Yoruba race, which is we call Omoluabi, which has to do with decency, cultured people, people of good manners, hardworking, diligent people, educated and forthright. And that has played in the life of our people in Osun State. Osun State is being a very peaceful community, and that is what we are known for. I have a lot of friends who have come here for visit, and they say, "Oh, I must have a house in this place as my country home." Even though they're from Osun, and so they have bought land, some are already building because they see the serenity, they see the peace, the ambience that we have in Osun State. So our culture has played a major role. The only thing we need to do is that we need to take it further than it is. We need to turn it into, take on its potential and turn it into wealth, turn it into advantage for us to get the benefit of what we have. Like we talk in economics, the comparative advantage that we have that other places don't have. So our culture has really played a major role by differentiating us to see these are people who are not hustlers, but are diligent. These are people who you can take their words and go home to rest. This is a community where love recedes.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now, I would like to hear your opinion regarding the cultural diversities we have in the states, like the Ijesha people, the Ife people, and the likes like that. What do you have to say to that?
Oh, we are one family.
Okay.
When you look at Osun State, it's a mix of all. In the community where I grew up, that's Sikiri. We have from people who are been living there before people like us were born. I'm 60 years old. Before I was born, they call them Iyajesha Nikiri. You get it? Just like we talk of Iya Oshobo, Iya Rabiji in Nikiri. The same way it happens in on their community too, Iya Ikiri. So we have a blend of culture and the people. We have been living together as one. And there's no dichotomy about whether you are Ijesha or not. And when you look at the map of Osun State, it also brings us together. It took me a long time to know that people from Otayigbaju are not Gbomina, that they are Ijesha. Because I think they are closer to to Ila Orongo than to Ijesha people. Then people in Ragbiji, they are called Yorubas. They are called Oyo. And can see imagines in the midst of Ikirun, closer to Ijesha. You know, so the clan and tribes does not play any role in Osun State. Even, I want to take it further, even the religion does not have any. In the past, I'm talking of the past, now we are I can see us coming up with playing a religion cards, maybe for politics or anything they want to do. But in the past, Christian, Muslim, and Osun States, you don't even know the difference. I remember when we were growing up, when it's time for Ileya, I'm from a Christian home. We buy Ileya clothes. My mother buy Ileya clothes for us. And we go to our Muslim friends to go and hit Amala and Begiri and start shitting all over the place.
And the same way they do also when it's time for Christmas.
When it's time for Christmas, in fact, we have some Muslims that they are the one that we go around on Christmas Eve to beat drums, so we'll tell you that although they do logo, Messi, you know, those kind of things to let you know that part of the part of you. So there wasn't anything like that. And even schools we attended, I'm a Catholic. We attend Catholic school, but I'm sure that 40% of people in my class were Muslims, and some of them turned to be Christian because they now saw that, oh, we're together in this, and we like one thing or the other we are doing. And so some of them marry our own daughters too, and they also turned to be Muslims. So there wasn't anything like a religion or thing in Osun State, and I hope that card is not being blown.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now let's come to, you know, Osun is very rich in resources. Now, in your opinion, since the creation of the state, how well can you say these resources have been annexed and help in the sustainability of the state and the growth?
Yeah, Osun State is the most endowed state in this country.
And why do you say that?
Thank you. Hardly do you have a local government in Osun State that doesn't have 2 mineral resources.
Your Excellency, you said 2.
2, minimum of 2.
Wow.
Go to the website of Osun State. It is all stated there. Look at the economy summits. You see all them X-ray there. And if you need a copy, I'll send it to you. Minimum of 2. That is there. We also have tourism sites that are unique and of international standard. For UNESCO to have their heritage in Osun State, there are only 2 in Nigeria. And that tells you uniqueness of our community. We have Enijesha waterfall, 7 falls. You hardly have that anywhere in the world. I was in England last month, and my son said they were going on mountain climbing, and they asked for the height of the mountain. I saw that it's below what we have in Osun State, and they travel like 4 hours to the location. Went to spend night and spending dollars on pastel. I've been to Bahamas. I've been to Puerto Rico's or the Caribbeans, and what we have there are not compared to what we have in Osun State. So these are potentials, source of revenue and good living for our people. Don't also forget also that our state, Osun State, after Ogun State, has the largest number of tertiary institutions. When we are government, at last count, we have 22 tertiary institutions in Osun State. That is wealth. That is real wealth. We'll talk about the Sheffield City in England. It's just an educational community. Coventry, the same thing. Massachusetts, State of Massachusetts in America. They are purely for academics. Academics, schools are nothing but wealth. It's commerce. When we are growing up, we have Fatima College in Ikire that was well known across the country. When they are resuming the commerce of our community tribes, when they are on visiting days, their prayer comes around, everybody gets one thing to sell. And we cannot quantify what we gain by having that school in our community. They're talking about a population of probably 1,000. Now, imagine that you have 22 tertiary institutions with 5,000 students. You know what that does to the community? So we can see that we are blessed. Yeah. But we now have the question, how has that helped us as people? I mentioned earlier on in the discussion that the humongous amount of money spent on civil service hinders growth. So we need to take our state from civil service zone into industrialized community. It's not by sacking people, underline the words.
Okay.
Making it attractive for civil servants and upcoming youths to have industries where they can work, like we had before. Steel rolling was air and other ones. So let us have small-scale industries or courtyard industries that can employ 500, 1,000, so that people can work. They'll be more attracted to go and work there than working in the civil service. At least most of the people go to Lagos to go and look for a job, go to Port Harcourt to look for a job. Let them look for the right job here in Osun State. So we can create it like when you go to places like the Caribbeans, you will see tourist guides who can speak 4 or 5 international languages. And in a day, some of them make as much as £1,000 or dollars. Why can't we have that in Osun State? We have so many things that can attract investment, that can attract visitors to our community. So we need to develop our youth to be internationally employable, to be internationally focused, and to be internally engageable, and make them to also be able to work in Osun State by creating the opportunity for them in terms of industry, in terms of opening up our tourism opportunities, in terms of turning our education opportunity into wealth, and we can create health tourism in Osun State. What do we mean by health tourism? Where people know that we have good hospitals, that when you go to Osun State, if you need to recoup for your medical treatment, it's like you are home or abroad to go on a holiday without anything to go by flight. So,
thank you very much, Your Excellency. Actually, my next question I was going to ask, what are some of the urgent steps that should be taken and, you know, to unlock these potentials? But really, you've already addressed that question. Now, coming to prospects for the future. Now, what's your vision for Osun State in the next 10 years? Where do you hope and aspirate Osun should be next?
Yeah. You are asking for the program I have to become the governor for Osun State.
Okay.
Because next year,
yes, elections will start. Election will come up.
Will come up in Osun State, yes. And I become the governor for 8 years. 10 years, that means already 9 years out of 10 years you're asking for. But I'm not addressing for that angle. Just on the they say people that plans to succeed. Yes. Those that fail to plan to fail. I want to make reference to President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When he took over as governor of Lagos State, he spent the first 2 years putting together blueprint for Lagos State for 32 years. How you want Lagos to be in the next 32 years. So any other governor that were coming after him, they are just keying into the program that's laid down. They are not coming with their own ideas. They are coming as administrators of his
to carry on what has been set.
What has been set. Yes, and that's why we are seeing appreciable growth in Lagos State that also earned the president of Nigeria, because that's a good reference for him of what he has done. And that's exactly what he's doing now in Nigeria. So we want to commend him for that. So in 10 years and beyond for Osun State, my expectation is Osun State, where its full potentials are harnessed for the benefit of our people. Osun State should be seen and known as the agricultural hubs of the Western region. When I talk about Western region, I'm talking about where the Southwest. We have the arable lands on which we can achieve this. I want Osun to be seen as a modern tourist center in Nigeria. When you come to Nigeria, don't only look at Lagos, Port Harcourt, look at Osun, where you could really have good memory of your holiday and achieve so much. I'm looking for Osun where people will know us for our educational facilities and capacity to develop for the future. And I look forward to Osun where families be happy to raise their children because of security, availability of facilities, and the uniqueness of the people. 10 years and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. It has been a wonderful and delightful conversation on celebrating Osun at 34. However, before I let you go, Your Excellency, your final word for the people of Osun State watching you right now as we are celebrating. We are still in the mood of celebration. This is the weekend of the celebration. What do you have to say to the people of Osun State as we wrap up this country?
Once again, I say happy anniversary to us. And I was to let our people know that joy is coming. Joy is coming. Whatever might be our challenge today, as people, joy is coming. Whatever might be our challenge today as a state, joy is coming. Whatever is coming, has happened to us now as a nation, joy is coming. Our community is going to thrive and enjoy the benefit of God. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Yes, just as you have heard, joy is coming. As His Excellency was saying that, the song was ringing in my head. Joy is coming, but well, you know, I'm not here to sing. I'm here to anchor the show. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and thank you for making the conversation insightful and for making us understand more about the growth and development of the state. You know, some of us who are much younger, who are not yet born when the state was created, we didn't get to know how all that happened alongside. But this conversation has made us to understand history and how the state that we have today, how it all started and how the journey has been so far. Thank you very much once again for being a part of the show. Yes, I've been speaking with His Excellency, the immediate past Deputy Governor of Osun State, His Excellency Benedict Oluwaboyega Alabi, popularly known as Boa. And this note, we will be going for a musical break as we are celebrating. And we're going to have this music from the popular artist Nice to celebrate and, you know, rejoice on the creation of the state, Osun State, at 34. Stay with us. Delight on your Western Spring Television, your delightful breakfast show. Yes, it's a time of joy. We are celebrating and we will continue to experience and enjoy joy. No sadness for us. Joy, joy, joy will continue to be ours. Congratulations to Osun State, the 34th year anniversary and still counting. And we will continue to have a wonderful time. And the state will continue marching on and moving upward and onward. At this time, we will go for celebrity birthdays. And today in history, in case your birthday was in the course of the week, or today's your birthday, we say happy birthday to you or happy birth week to you, our dear esteemed viewers right there. Now we go for celebrity birthdays and today in history. Stay with us.
Cosmetology, which I deal with beauty. My business is to make people to look good, and I do a lot of things when it comes to cosmetology. I do hair, nails, facial treatment, pedicure, manicure. We do full body massage, and we also train people. Like if you want to be a professional cosmetology, we do train students as well. And we make wig, and we also do organic product. We produce some products, both pro-mixing and organic, here in Shera Beauty. I started this business since 1998. And since then, God has been good to me because, you know, I know it's not that easy. Because when I finished my secondary school, when I got the admission into like 2 different schools, and there is not even a money for me to pay my acceptance fees. I have no choice, and I don't want to waste my time. Then I said, okay, let me go and train. Then I started training 1997, early 1997. Then I graduated 1998. That is when I started this business. And since then, I know this beauty salon, wherever, because I really have passion for it. Then I started upgrading myself. From there, I went to Lagos State Institute of Cosmetology and Hair Management in Lagos. From there, I went to Dark and Lovely Institute in Accra, Ghana. From there, after that, maybe after 10 years, I know that there's nothing you can do without education. I now go back to school. I got in another admission. Then that's how I started. Then from there, I've been moving, doing upgrading. But to God be the glory today, I have masters in beauty cosmetology today. What I really love most about this business is it's a business that yields you much more income, no matter how it is. If you are really focused and you know what you are doing and you don't copy people, when you focus, there is a future on this business. Because it's a business that as long as you start doing it, you have your comb, you have some of things, you have small products, you can start from there. You'll be promoting yourself, you'll be adding more value to the business. So with this business, I so much love it because with little things I know today, I can easily live without disturbing anybody. What really gives me joy on this business is, you see, when I see my students, both home and abroad, that they are doing well, they are doing good, I'm very good with it. And I'm so happy with them. And I pray for them that may God Almighty Allah will continue to promote all of them. And in this business, when we are talking about being a beautician or a cosmetology, it gives you an avenue to have connection with different people, with a lot of personality in town, once you know what you are doing. Because when we are talking about maybe you are a lawyer, you are a judge, you are a commissioner, you are a civil defense, even being the teacher, they will all come to us to come and beautify themselves. Even those doctors that we went to doctor when we are sick, it's more or less that we beautician, we are also a doctor, but the area of our doctor is doctor of ear. Even those doctors in hospital, they come to us because they cannot make themselves beautiful. They cannot treat their ear by themselves. So making people look good is our business. It gives me a lot of pride when I met new people, especially when I have new customers that they love what I did for them. The challenges we face on this business, we have a lot of challenges. I won't lie to you. Even these days, our youth of nowadays, they don't even want to train anymore. They don't want to learn. They believe in quick money. And there's no way we can help them. Like if we that we are into business, we don't encourage them. Then when it comes to our materials, some challenges we have on our materials is, there's a lot of fake products these days. So if you don't really know much about this business, you can fall victim and buy fake products. My name is MS Ogundare Sherifat Romoke. I'm a beautician. I love my work. My work is my pride.
Yes, happy birthday to you. Happy birth week to you. Happy birthday, birth week to you. Happy birthday and week to you. Yes, happy birthday to everyone who the cusp of the week today happens to be your birthday. We got to see that Irelu Ngozi Adeleke happens to celebrate her birthday as well this week. We have Vincent Enyema, our very own goalkeeper back then in Super Eagles. You made the football interesting for us. We celebrate you. And Sule Lamido and the host of others who happen to have their birthdays on the course of the week as well as today. We say happy birthday to you. And to you, our dear esteemed viewer, you're the real MVP. In case your birthday in the course of the week or today, we say happy birthday to you. Yes, it's still Spring Delights on Western Spring Television, your delightful weekend breakfast show where we get to make your weekend delightful. And at this juncture, we are going to go for some spring delicacy as we celebrate the 34th year anniversary. We go for spring delicacies now. And it is that celebration. Just continue celebrating in case you want to celebrate for the next 1 hour, 2 hours. I'm not going to obstruct you again. I'm just going to lead you into the mood of celebration. Continue whining and dining. We want to eat some fried rice and jollof rice. Then after that, we add some fruit as our desserts, you know, to step it down and make it interesting. Until I come your way again next week, keep staying giddy, keep staying strong, and keep being in a celebrative mode. Nothing will spoil your joy. Nothing will bring sadness to you. Remember my guest said, joy is coming. Joy has come, Seth. Continue enjoying joy. Let's go for some delicacies. Until I come your way again. Bye for now. Bye-bye.